Hello everyone. So students, this is part 2 of chapter 13 magnets. Till now in the previous part we have learned briefly about the history of magnets. Now let's see what we are going to learn in today's part. So today we will be learning about the different types of magnets around us and a little bit about the poles of a magnet. So let's start with it. Firstly, something about the types of magnets. So there are basically two types of magnets around us. They can be either natural magnets or artificial magnets. Starting with the natural magnets first. So as the name suggests, natural magnets means something that is occurring naturally. So a natural magnet is a magnet that occurs naturally in nature. All natural magnets around us are permanent magnets, means these magnets will never lose their magnetic power. The strongest natural magnetic material is lodestone, which is also called magnetite. So in the previous class we have already discussed that lodestone means the leading stone, and it was named so because it was used to find the directions while traveling. So this magnetite is black in color and it appears very shiny when it is polished. There are other minerals that are also natural magnets, but they are weaker magnets. So their magnetic strength is going to be weaker as compared to magnetite. So the other kind of natural magnets that are available are pyrrhotite, ferrite and columbite. Now, what are the disadvantages of natural magnet? There are basically two types of disadvantages, that are they are irregular in shape and they have weak magnetic power. So because of these two reasons, because of these two drawbacks, we have the need to develop an artificial magnet. So that was all about natural magnets. Now coming on to the second topic, that is artificial magnets. The term artificial means something that is made by man. So when the magnets are made by people, they are called as artificial magnets. So an artificial magnet is a magnetized piece of iron, cobalt or nickel. These magnets are of different sizes and shapes, and these are the magnets that are on your refrigerator and metallic cupboard doors, the ones that you can easily obtain from the toy stores. Artificial magnets can be further classified into two categories. They are temporary magnets and permanent magnets. Temporary magnets are those magnets that can be switched on or off according to our will. They are known as electromagnets. Whenever we switch on the electricity, it starts behaving as a magnet and it loses its magnetic power when we switch off the flow of current. And permanent magnets are the type of magnets that never lose their magnetic power. Now, what are the reasons for making artificial magnets? Because of the drawbacks of the natural magnets, we need to make artificial ones. And they are basically that the artificial magnets are used in various applications in our day-to-day life. For example, we use loudspeakers, telephones, radios, televisions, etc., which have artificial magnets in them. So we need powerful magnets to make such kind of devices. Then artificial magnets can be made in different shapes and sizes, which was not possible in case of natural magnets. Finally, here are some examples of artificial magnets. So these are the differently shaped magnets which are used in our applications, such as bar magnet, ring magnet, horseshoe magnet, magnetic needle and disc magnet. The most commonly used type of magnet is the bar magnet that is easily available at any toy store. Last topic of today is the poles of a magnet. So what is meant by the poles? Basically, the ends of a magnet are called its poles. So one end of a magnet is called its north pole and the other end is called its south pole. All the magnets will definitely have two types of poles on them. one north and one south pole. Now, this is the attractive property of a magnet that states that opposite poles always attract each other. So, a north pole of one magnet will always attract the south pole of the other magnet. And just the opposite of it is the repulsive property, which states that the similar kind of poles repel each other. So, south pole of one magnet will always repel the south pole of another magnet. Similarly, north pole of one magnet will also repel the north pole of another magnet. These magnetic poles always exist in pairs, means all the magnets will always have one north pole and one south pole on its opposite ends. And no matter what we do, we can never separate these poles of a magnet. So this is the reason why we say that magnetic poles always exist in pairs. Suppose we have a large magnet. Now if we try to break this magnet into two pieces, we will get two magnets, each with a north and south pole. Now again, if we break these two pieces further into two more pieces, then again we get four small pieces of magnets, each with north pole and south pole at its opposite ends. So this proves that the magnetic poles can never be isolated. So that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.